It's quite surprising to find ourselves agreeing with Diane Abbott on something. Honestly, I never thought I'd make a video praising her or her opinions. Yet, here we are. In today's video, we'll witness her clash head-on with Keir Starmer, as she completely dismantles him live on TV. Whether you love her or hate her, one thing is clear. This time, she's not holding back. Let's dive in and see what she has to say. Abbott begins by pointing out something crucial: Keir Starmer doesn't understand. And she's not just talking about one incident, she's discussing his entire approach. One of the issues Abbott raises is Starmer's relatively brief tenure in the Labour Party. He only joined the party in recent years after serving as Director of Public Prosecutions until 2014. He was then quickly parachuted into a safe seat, bypassing the traditional, hard-fought election campaigns that most politicians go through. He didn't have to fight for his position, and as a result, Abbott argues, he lacks the genuine political experience and connection with Labour's grassroots supporters. She goes further, stating that Starmer doesn't understand the struggles of ordinary people, particularly those who rely on the state pension. Abbott contrasts Starmer's comfortable position with his substantial pension from his legal career to the harsh financial realities many working-class voters face. Starmer, she claims, is disconnected from the very people Labour should represent. With his background, he cannot grasp what it means to live paycheck to paycheck, especially for aging women who rely on government assistance. Abbott's critique of Starmer is not only about his personal background but also about his leadership style. She points to the growing dissatisfaction among Labour MPs, many of whom feel alienated by the leadership's decisions. Starmer's failure to stick to Labour's traditional values and manifesto promises is causing ripples within the party. Abbott warns that MPs who are too closely aligned with Starmer's leadership may face backlash from constituents who feel betrayed by unmet promises. The unrest within the party, Abbott suggests, is palpable. Many MPs who once posed with WASB women, for example, may now find themselves at a crossroads, facing intense pressure from their local constituencies. Starmer's leadership, she argues, is pushing the party into a direction that many long-standing members simply can't support. As these MPs return to their constituencies, they'll hear from voters who are deeply dissatisfied with the current direction. Some MPs, Abbott predicts, may either abstain from voting or outright oppose the leadership, further splitting the party. This growing rift within the Labour Party could soon come to a head, Abbott cautions. If Starmer and his supporters continue to push policies that are out of sync with the party's core values, the discontent will inevitably grow. MPs will face pressure to take a stand, and it could lead to further fractures within the party. This could even escalate into open dissent, with some MPs choosing to vote against Starmer's leadership in key decisions. The potential for a party-wide revolt is rising. Later in the discussion, there's an exchange between a Sky News presenter and Lucy Powell about a controversial decision: appointing new members to the House of Lords. The presenter raises a pertinent question: why would someone who was dismissed as Chief of Staff after just 100 days, allegedly due to incompetence, be rewarded with a life peerage? This is an issue that touches on the broader concerns surrounding the integrity and transparency of political appointments. Is the system being used to reward loyalty, or is there a genuine reason for such appointments? Lucy Powell, in her response, frames the appointments within the context of ongoing reform efforts in the House of Lords. She mentions the Hereditary Peers Bill aimed at abolishing inherited titles and stresses that reforming the House of Lords is a gradual process. She argues that the continued practice of appointing life peers is necessary to ensure that business gets done in both houses of Parliament, particularly during this transitional period. However, this explanation doesn't quite address the crux of the concern raised by the presenter. The presenter's critique centers on the potential for cronyism, especially when appointments are seen as rewards for political loyalty rather than merit. The presenter also points out the hypocrisy of this move, considering that Starmer's party had previously criticized similar actions by the government when in opposition. They had condemned the practice of appointing individuals from the Prime Minister's inner circle to the House of Lords. Now, with power in their hands, they seem to be engaging in the same behavior. This inconsistency, the presenter argues, could seriously damage the party's credibility. Powell's response seems to sidestep the main issue. Instead of addressing the apparent contradiction, she questions whether she personally had criticized the appointments when in opposition. This feels evasive, as it doesn't tackle the broader concerns about the system and the party's collective responsibility. Powell then defends the process by stating that individuals now require formal citations explaining why they deserve a peerage. While this might indicate a step toward greater transparency, it doesn't solve the fundamental problem that the public still perceives these appointments as part of a system that prioritizes loyalty and personal connections over merit. These controversies, whether about Starmer's leadership or the integrity of political appointments, show a broader issue in British politics. There's a growing sense that the political system is failing to reflect the values it claims to champion. Abbott's critique and the discussion around House of Lords appointments highlight a disconnect between political leaders and the people they're meant to serve. As the party faces internal tensions and growing discontent from voters, the question remains, will the Labour Party address these concerns, or will these divisions continue to deepen? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment below, like this video, and subscribe to the channel for more.